Know thyself. In war, the way is to avoid what is strong and to strike at what is weak. He who commits injustice is ever made more wretched than he who suffers it. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act but a habit. A wise man proportions his belief to the evidence. The only true wisdom is in knowing you know nothing. Happiness depends upon ourselves. The unexamined life is not worth living. Time is the wisest counselor of all. One learns more from listening than speaking. A fool's mind is at the mercy of his tongue, and a wise man's tongue is under the control of his mind. He is a wise man who does not grieve for the things which he has not, but rejoices for those which he has. The greatest wealth is to live content with little. The eyes are not responsible when the mind does the seeing. He who is not a good servant will not be a good master. Ignorance, the root and stem of all evil. The first and greatest victory is to conquer yourself. Pleasure in the job puts perfection in the work. A bad beginning makes a bad ending. Wit is educated insolence. The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. The shortest answer is doing the thing. The strong do what they can, and the weak suffer what they must. The heart that loves is always young. He who desires but acts not breeds pestilence. The only good is knowledge, and the only evil is ignorance. The wise man speaks because he has something to say, the fool because he has to say something. Courage is knowing what not to fear. Silence is an answer to a wise man. There is no exercise better for the heart than reaching down and lifting people up. He who commits injustice is ever made more wretched than he who suffers it. The most manifest sign of wisdom is continued cheerfulness. The most important part of education is proper training in the nursery. One loyal friend is worth 10,000 relatives. He is a man of courage who does not run away, but remains at his post and fights against the enemy. The greatest evil can be overcome by the greatest goodness. It is better to be envied than pitied. He who is not a good servant will not be a good master. Bad men live that they may eat and drink, whereas good men eat and drink that they may live. The best and safest thing is to keep a balance in your life, acknowledge the great powers around us and in us. If you can do that and live that way, you are really a wise